Edmonton XL 92.5 FM.
All right, welcome in. The new drug today is back in the fold after a week gone. Frangie, Carline, LaSelva with you. Great job last week with Hacker.
Thanks.
And JJ, you guys knocked it out of the park. Thank you for that.
They were fantastic. How was your trip?
It was fantastic. Thank you for asking. The weather never got above 65, never got below 55. It was really fantastic. A little chilly for me because I'm a wimp. My wife's never been happier. I mean, I told you, my wife hates hot weather. She'd live in Minnesota if she could.
Right.
You know, if she found a better husband, which would be easy, she could move to Minnesota. But until she does, she's stuck here. You know, so it's kind of where she is. But we had a wonderful time. It was I'd never been to Newport, Rhode Island. I'd heard a lot about it. My friend Kai Stevens from the Jags. Kai lived in Providence for 7 years, so she which is right next to Newport, 30 minutes. So we fly into. So she gave us a bunch of places to go and Liam's from there, so I told him I was going up there. You know, so it was it was really a great getaway, great food, the mansions. We had a great time. Went to too many bars, but it was really a great part of the country. You know, we love the Northeast. We vacation there a lot, but it was a great getaway.
Fantastic.
Had a wonderful time. So
it's exciting.
So
we got Alex Condon back too. So how about that?
There was that. Okay, the text I got from Hayes Carline on the road is Condon's back. You know, and I didn't know until you texted me about it. So thank you for that.
Sure
Now, are you a guy on vacation who's totally out, like on sports, or are you still checking your phone at dinner, whatever? Every once in a while, you'll put a game on at night. Like, or are you totally zoned out?
Very, very fair question. I hear you. I have gotten way better about it. I'll take a peek at Twitter to see if anything's happening, but I don't watch games anymore. I don't know if the Pirates weren't freaking horrible. You know, maybe I might, but I'm pretty good.
You're a good man.
I get away. Good husband. I get away. Well, I had to get there. I mean, I'm 35 years in now, so I've had a lot of practice.
Some learning.
Yeah, and so, but I'm pretty good about taking. And I also travel because we work so much fall, winter, and early spring that I travel when not much is going on. You know, if I was taking a vacation in the middle of the fall, I don't know that I'd be that.
Right.
You know, but the way I am now. So we had a great day. It was a great Newport, Rhode Island. I will recommend. Again, we've been to Maine 3-4 times. We've been to Cape Cod 5 times. We've been to Vermont multiple times. So we've done all that northeastern stuff, but we had not been to Newport, Rhode Island, which I heard is great with the mansions and the cliff. Matt Hayes has been there a bunch because the Big East used to meet there for their basketball media days, and he was telling me about it. So it was wonderful. So I had a wonderful refresh and great to get back in the fold. All kind of things to get to today on the show. Man, it was good to be out there today. I'll say this. You and I had this talk during the break. And I know we keep saying this, and I know people say, yeah, everything's great, rosy, great off season. I know, but there really is a positive vibe to everything about the Jaguars. In the past, even when things were good, there were some curmudgeonly parts. You know what I mean?
Without a doubt.
There's a really good vibe. And I'll tell you something else I noticed. It's the star of the offseason till about now, has been James Gladstone. He's been the star. He gets here. He's really young, so that's a thing. We get all talk. And he's a nice guy, and he's funny, and he's so intelligent, and he's got the phrases. He's got an intangibly rich and ecosystem, and they became a thing. Re-upping or reminding everybody of his phrases became a thing, and so he was the star of the off season till now. And it was almost felt like it was his team, didn't it? Even though Tony is the EVP and James and Liam and Tony are in this together. But you feel the transition now. It's almost like James Gladstone we did. He's the GM. That's what GMs do. They hand it over to the coach. But it's almost like you felt the handing over. All of it's now Liam's show. It's almost like I've done all I can. I've said intangibly rich a bunch. I've said ecosystem a bunch. I've connected with Jacksonville. Mm-hmm. We're all good now.
I got the best player in the draft.
And that's right. Because in part because he got 11 free agents, in part because they got a lot of draft picks, but mostly because they made the move of the draft. James Gladstone's been the star of the offseason until now, but it almost feels like he's handed it off now to Liam. Liam, you got this now. It's your press conferences now. It's your phraseology now. They're your media now. They're your fans now. Take this. Let me know if you need me. I'll be around. Doesn't it feel that way, sort of?
Without a doubt, because they're practicing, and James Gladstone is where he should be. He's upstairs watching it from afar on the balcony, and and not overly engaged, which is what the general manager needs to be.
Not publicly engaged, right?
Correct.
Right.
He needs to be present at the practices,
right.
But he doesn't need to be walking between drills and, things like that. That's what the coaches do. There needs to be that definitive line. And James Gladstone has done a great job with that, just as Liam Cohen, I thought, did a great job of, he would talk about
right.
personnel. Liam Cohen would be up at the podium for like the pre-draft press conferences and spoke at the combine. And obviously the combine's going to be 80% geared around the prospects in the draft. And Liam kind of struck the right, balance of, James kind of handled a lot of that, even though Liam was sitting with him at the podium. I think for me, I started covering the team in 2013, and this is the best harmony, and I think collective vision, and I think innovation that they've had. Gus and Dave in 2013, Dave Caldwell and Gus Bradley, were very connected. The difference there was Caldwell stripped it so far down that it was an utter rebuild. I mean, the quarterback in 2013 was Chad Henne and Blaine Gabbert. I mean, it was, so they just stripped it down and with the idea of it's going to take 2 or 3 years to build it. And unfortunately, they just never, Caldwell, wasn't apt enough to build the roster to where, any coach could have won much with it. And then I kind of felt like every new administration from the Bradley Caldwell one, there was always an immediate kind of flaw to it. This one, I don't see anything, large part because Tony Boselli is exactly what they needed. I mean, understands what he should be doing, understands the tone that he is setting. And I think the three of them are working beautifully so far. Now, again, they've yet to lose a game, and that's going to happen. And so there'll be adversity down the road that they'll have to weather. But I don't think, since I started covering the team, I don't think I've ever felt this degree of energy with innovation and a really sound let's win now plan.
Yeah, and I think everything you said is correct. It does feel right. The vibe is good. Watching them out on the field today, some guys stood out. I don't want to disappoint JJ LaSelva. JJ, who's my guy?
De'Ami Brown.
De'Ami Brown looked
who
good
we had on
today.
the show last week without you.
That's wrong. That is unfair.
It was.
It's wrong. It's thoughtless, is what it was. But I watched him again. My guy watched him again today. He's going to be good. I'm just telling you, my guy.
I'll circle back and
Yeah.
We'll get a week or two into training camp, and I'll circle back to De'Ami.
Yeah, I have, and I haven't been able to move you on him, and I appreciate your stubbornness on that because I hear you. We've gotten way too excited about March, April, May guys in the past. Yeah. I'm with you.
He looks good. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
And I will say, you noticed it today, Trevor Lawrence looks for him.
He likes him, doesn't he?
He looks for him a lot.
How about if joking aside for a moment, if he is really good, like I think he might be, with Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter, I mean, if indeed, look, we may be wrong.
Right.
But if we're right about De'Ami Brown with those two guys, man, we haven't had that. There's not a lot of teams that have had what that might be. I mean, the Bengals kind of have it, and some teams every now and then will have it, right? But the teams for the most part, the teams that are great passing teams in the history of the league have had a great quarterback and maybe one great receiver. Now, again, the Bengals really have a great, and the Vikings now, but for the most part, you haven't had that. Way back in the day, you had Swan and Stallworth, or Drew Pearson and Tony Hill, or the Marks brothers in Miami.
Right.
But you haven't had that. You know what I mean? You haven't
Rice and Taylor.
Yeah. But so we'll see. We'll see if it turns out that way. But it was fun watching. We'll talk about some guys that stood out. All right, got a lot of things we want to talk about the program. Good to be back here in the fold. Do want to thank our friends from the Best Bet. All kind of things to tell you about the Best Bet, including the fact that the Poker Atlas Tour is back this week at Best Bet St. Augustine. Event 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em tournament with, ready for this, $100,000 guarantee, and that kicks off Thursday at noon. So get to Best Bet St. Augustine, 3 great locations. We sure appreciate our friends from the Best Bet. Let's talk some Jaguars football. We'll hear from Foyer Oluokun, by the way, the terrific linebacker, the subject of the most recent Hayes Carline one-on-one. That's after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
You demanded more of us. You demanded perfection. but we have won every single game we have played till now. So this team is perfect. We stepped out on that field that way tonight. That's how we want to leave it.
1010XL.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Mosquito season is upon us, but don't let them take over. The secret to a bite-free yard is starting today with Kingfish Pest Control. Their 3-step mosquito defense process stops them before they can spread. Eliminate breeding areas. Build a protective barrier around your yard and monthly treatments to keep them away all season long. The earlier you start, the fewer mosquitoes you'll have to fight. Don't let those pests ruin your outdoor fun. Call Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jaguars.
Hi, it's Frangie. Look, when it comes to glass, there's one name I trust, and that's Lee Encased Glass. Mirrors, custom showers, tabletops, even foggy glass windows, they handle all that. And they've been doing it right since long before I ever picked up a mic. Local, family-owned, and part of this community, just like we are. They've taken great care of me, including our brand-new walk-off offices. Guys, they did a great job, and I promise they'll do the same for you. Lee Encased, it's the clear choice. Check them out at leeencasedglass.com.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
And welcome back to another episode of Potty Talk with our current champion. So what's your secret to your perfect plumbing proficiency?
It's simple, really. Roland Reach Plumbing is always the right answer.
Roland Reach Plumbing, 260-7059.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, I've heard you talk about the quality philosophy of Underwoods. Just what is that?
Frank, simply stated, the Underwood quality philosophy is fine jewelry and gifts will bring customers back and create new customers through the endorsements given to Underwoods by our satisfied customers. However, it's our definition of quality that's really been the Underwood difference, because quality has to go beyond materials and craftsmanship and has to include things like design, how it's presented, our service, our integrity, a customer's experience in our store, and the satisfaction a customer feels when they've chosen a special gift from Underwoods. A person or a company earns a reputation over a long period of time. And in Underwoods, we know that you earn your reputation every day, because that good reputation can be lost in a matter of days if you're not committed to doing the right thing for the long term.
That's Underwood, serving excellence in North Florida since 1928 in San Marco, Avondale, or the shops of Ponte Vedra.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coatings. Pool decks, driveways, garages, patios, we coat them all to make your neighbors jealous.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Get the best soccer talk on the First Coast on the Coaches Show, presented by Sporting Jacks. Cole Pepper, Sporting Jacks head of soccer Mark Warburton, and Sporting Jacks women's coach Stacey Baylor discuss the beautiful game Tuesday evenings at 6 on 1010 a.m.
Want a simple way to boost your company's image without a big renovation? A fresh paint job in your brand's colors can increase recognition up to 80%. At Performance Painting, we help companies stand out with clean, on-brand finishes that impress clients and energize employees. From color consultations to low-odor coatings that won't disrupt operations, we've got you covered. Visit performance-painting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting!
Living on Amelia Island? Having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mokama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mokama magic is what it's all about. Mokama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach. near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off. Select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Primer and Ceiling Paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
Doing it, thank our friends for the Best Bet. Once again, Best Bet St. Augustine now. You're ready to ride off on a 2025 Yamaha Wave Runner now through August 8. Every hour of poker and table game you play earns entries for the grand prize, and that drawing is on August 9th. So head to Best Bet St. Augustine. And again, 3 great locations. Best Bet St. Augustine, Best Bet Jacksonville on Monument Road, and Best Bet Orange Park on US 17. You asked an interesting question of Liam Cohen today, Hayes, just about kind of Foyer and his leadership. I loved his answer. And we'll play his answer a little bit later on. I want to hear from Foyer first. But essentially, I love what he said. Always early to meetings. Always asks the right questions. Ask questions about the new defensive scheme that makes everybody think. That kind of says, these are questions we have to make sure we can answer properly. A leader extraordinaire. And I get the hunch Foyer, after going through what they all kind of did last year, kind of appreciates his position more than ever before.
Yeah, I think so. And Foyer dealt with some tough health things last year, which he talks about in this interview as well. But yeah, I think it's exciting to see what he can be for this new staff. He's 29 years old. He's recorded 465 tackles in his 3 years in Jacksonville. He's just been such a productive player. And when he's healthy and when he's being utilized properly, he can be very effective. And, that is something that I think will continue for Foyer Oluokun with this new staff.
Yeah, I think it will as well. Foyer Oluokun, the Jaguars middle linebacker, the subject of this Hayes Carline one-on-one.
We are pleased to be joined with Jaguars linebacker Foyer Oluokun here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Just enjoying being out here with the team and stuff. So always excited to get back at it, working our craft, getting better every day.
I know you love the sport so much, but what's got you particularly excited about this time of year and what this team is doing?
Just seeing our rapid improvement and rapid growth every practice, ups and downs, offense and defense, but every day we come out getting better at one little thing and then, add it all together. As a group, as a unit, we get better every day. So that's really exciting. And seeing these new faces around here, too, bringing good energy with the new coaches and stuff. So I'm just excited to keep it growing all the way through training camp to the season, really.
Foyer, how does Anthony Campanelli's system and scheme, how does that suit your skill set?
It's good, letting the D-line work, understanding my fits off of that, having eyes back to the quarterback, so when I do recognize plays and being able to break on balls and stuff, always being around the ball is going to give me good production and stuff. So I'm excited to get back to that and just working together, really stressing communication. I know we talk about it every year, but really everybody's seeing how important it is now. That's just growth as a defense. Our young guys understanding even from last year that, nobody can do it just one man on their own. Everybody has to help each other out. So that's what I'm saying. Just the growth of the unit is very exciting to me.
What's the process like in terms of establishing that communication and how have the coaches done that job and how have you tried as a leader to kind of manifest that onto the field?
It's trial and error a little bit. You see when you don't communicate how it looks and then you go in the meeting room and get ripped. So you see how much just talking to one another improves our play. It can improve the energy within the play, can improve the pre-snap anticipation. Without anticipation, then you're playing behind the ball. So, that was one of the stressors in one of the early meetings, talking about what anticipation can lead to, but you need to communicate in order to anticipate.
Did you do anything strength conditioning-wise different this offseason at all?
I've been training with these coaches. I went to Colorado to do my own thing. Little thing, I had don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I'll talk about it. I had a sports hernia all last year, so really just finding out what that was, understanding I can play even better now that I'm going to be healthier and stuff, just working through that. But now it's all about getting the explosion back. Last year I wasn't able to really do OTA. I had a wrist surgery, and that kind of put me behind the ball too. So getting out here and being able to compete all the way through OTAs and seeing myself improve, I'm excited about that. But just being out here with the team and then doing the strength and conditioning with these guys, the new coaches, is really cool too. They're doing a great job with us, pushing us every day.
What have you seen out of Devin and Ventrell, some of the younger guys in that group?
Growth, confidence in their steps. It's not everybody's leading through their own way now. Everybody knows what to expect out of everybody every day. It's about being in the right spots, and I know what the kind of athletes we got, and we know what we're capable of, but it's really growth. Kind of everybody's a vet now that we're going to be relying on, and then Jack's coming along. He's a very bright player as well, so he's going to get right up to speed real soon. Really, for us, it's about being where we're supposed to be at, and then when the pads come on, being our hand placement, getting off blocks, knowing our fits, that's going to come with all that.
You're such a cerebral player. Can you appreciate the mental load that Travis Hunter is embarking on in terms of trying to learn both sides of the ball?
It's really cool that he's, you can see he's very talented. Watching him run routes, he's going to improve every day at that, just become an NFL route runner and receiver. And then he already has the traits and capabilities of being a DB, and it's just knowing the coverages and what to anticipate, like I was talking about. But, that man stuff, he can definitely do that. So it's just being able to fit in the scheme. That's going to be, growing within the defense, growing within the offense. But I know he's working every day to be his best.
You mentioned the front, and Liam's talked about the importance of getting home with 4. Anything physically, strides-wise, that you've seen out of Trayvon and Josh?
They're just dominant players. They're beasts. They're big, they're explosive, they run fast, they're strong as hell. They get out the stack on screens. High-effort players, high-motor players. What I'm always harping them on, because I think their skill set going to take them wherever they need to go, but the motor is going to get them plays that nobody's expecting, So just being able to play team ball that way, but, their individual stuff's going to come by just being them. I'm excited for them. Yeah, it's really cool.
You've been here a few years now. Is it exciting for you that you're sort of establishing a Jaguars legacy here as a productive player over a number of years?
Yeah, I always want to be productive every time I'm on the field. Whatever that makes my career looks like, that's what it looks like. I can't really control what media outlets say about me and stuff, but I know what production looks like for me, and I want to get my hands in the ball as many times as possible. I want to be around the ball, bringing guys down as many times as possible, and I've made a career out of that. I want to continue to improve on that, and then, what they say about me legacy-wise or what they say, but I know what I bring to the table each and every week.
Well, I think locally people will talk fondly of you in the years to come, but Foyer Oluokun, thank you so much for your time. Always appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me. Yep.
Yeah, I think he's one of the more underrated players on the roster because of not only his production, but his experience. I mean, this is a young team, and Foyer's in the prime of his career at 29 years old. So, what he can bring on the field is very important, and obviously what he can bring off the field and in the meeting room is incredibly important, as Liam Cohen talked about after practice.
Like what you just said was the pro's pro. He's early into every meeting, sitting down, ready to go, communicates out there at a really high level, wants to understand the intent behind each call. He asks phenomenal questions in the meeting room settings, especially when the whole defense is in there. Some of the things that he brings up really forces an engagement within the whole group. With the coaches, the players, different position groups. I just think he has a really nice way of communicating things that he may not understand, that maybe other people are also not understanding. And so it just kind of brings collaborative communication together that I think he's, like I said, he's a pro's pro.
And I think that's the general perception. It's the head coach's perception which matters, but I think the teammates, I think Anthony Campanile for sure. Yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a good vibe around there. All right, other things that stood out. My guy stood out. De'Ami Brown, he always does. And we got to talk to Josh Hines-Allen afterwards. He wouldn't say what he weighs. We tried. You guys tried to get it out.
What would you guess? He looks like he's lost like 15, 20 pounds.
He got up. He's always played in the in my opinion, he's always played in the 260s.
Yeah.
They put a lot of weight on him last year, and he talked about that today. They got him up to 285, which he said made him slower. He didn't like that, but he did. He didn't throw anybody under the bus. But he said, for whatever reason, that's what I played at last year. He said he didn't ever want to do that again. 265. I'm getting 265. Y'all tried to get it out of him, and he wouldn't go there. but I would guess it's clear he's thinner. And I think the first time we were out at a team practice that first day, I think the one thing that stood out to us, not just Josh, but Devin Lloyd and Trayvon Walker are leaner. I would say Josh Hines Allen, who's such a good dude. He enjoys the media. He enjoys the thing. I would say 265. I'm guessing. He's 6'5", and he's all a 6'5". I would guess 6'5", 265, maybe closer to 270. But if you ask me to bet my money, 265. What do you think?
That's what I would guess. I think it's probably about a 20-pound difference.
From his heaviest.
But he looks in phenomenal shape. Trayvon Walker does as well.
He does.
And I mean, that's where it starts defensively. If those two guys don't have big years, then it's hard to imagine this defense taking a massive step forward.
And another storyline, and I had been told this, but I was told it in confidence. I wasn't going to say it. I was going to let him say it. Eric Armstead on John Ozier's podcast told a really interesting story about why are you playing end. This rumor was out there that he insisted on playing end like he's some diva that didn't want to get in the middle and mix it up. And he told, and I'll paraphrase, but you can see it on John's podcast or hear it, that he said, look, I've always been, the last 3 or 4 years I've been an offensive tackle. They told me when they signed me, they wanted me as an end because they needed someone to relieve Josh and Trayvon. I said, okay, if that's the plan. And then he said at some point, I think he said in London, he said, I went to them and said, look, I think I can help you more inside. And their answer essentially was, look, we have 2 ends and 7 tackles, so we need you to be the third end. And that was kind of the end of it. So, and from what I'm told, now that Eric told that story publicly, from what I'm told, it got even a little, that he pushed it a little harder and that he got real pushback from the defensive coordinator rather than just, no, we don't agree with you. And so, so to Eric Armstead's credit, I believe him, by the way. I believe he was trying to go inside and they said no because they did not do a good job of finding other edge players other than their 2 starters, that they wanted him to stay outside because that's where the balance was. And I'm glad Eric told that story because there's too many people out there that thought Eric Armstead was some diva that didn't want to go inside. And I'm glad he told the story that, no, that was not the case. I offered to and even recommended it and was told no.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting as well. And I would imagine this conversation took place right around the time they traded Roy Robertson Harris to Seattle because they were in London.
That's right.
They were in, I think they'd already played the Bears game.
Because he flew out of there.
Yeah, he flew from
London,
Europe to Seattle.
Yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so, it was just, again, it speaks to just, it was poor roster construction. Doug Peterson didn't do a very good job with his defensive staff in any of the 3 years that he was the head coach here. And it just accumulated. And, again, we'll see. Hopefully Eric Armstead will be much more productive inside. I think he will be. His career tells you that when he's been utilized on the interior, the defensive front, he's been a highly productive player, and he still looks good. I mean, good luck blocking him.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a giant among giants. So, if again, there's a lot of things that went poorly last year, but it seems like there's also a lot of things that seem to be easy fixes, which you don't normally have in the NFL because normally things aren't botched as bad as the 24 campaign was. And so you don't often have a multitude of things that, well, this is an easy fix. Let's just do this.
Right.
And that should lead to elevated production.
Well, I'll tell you this, Age, to that end, if Devon Hamilton and Eric Armstead can refine the magic or the ability that had them playing at their best. And look, everyone's older, so you may not be as good as you were 4 years ago or in Devon's case 3 years ago, or 5 years ago for Eric's case. You know my point. But if you can somehow be a semblance of what you were at that point because of the scheme, because the scheme's different, because you're healthier the whole bit, well, then the defensive tackle position can be pretty good because then Mason Smith and Tyler Lacey and Jordan Jefferson don't have to be stars or even starters. If Devon Hamilton and Eric Armstead can start, Devon at that shade, that 2-gap spot, and Eric Armstead at the 3 technique, if they can be your starters, and good starters, they don't have to be great. They don't have to go to Pro Bowls. But if they can be good starters, then Mason Smith and Tyler Lacey and Jordan Jefferson, that's pretty good depth. If Mason Smith, Tyler Lacey, and Jordan Jefferson were your first three guys, there'd be some concern. And to the credit of Gladstone and Liam and Campanile and all of them as they're building their defensive roster, they have said all along, because that was the question we all asked. I know I asked it. Why didn't you do more along the defensive tackle spot? You did so much on the offensive line. Why not more defensive tackles? And their belief was, we kind of like what we think we might have there. And so we'll see. But it was interesting to hear Eric Armstead tell that story. All right, more Jaguar talk coming up throughout the week. We'll get to see the team again on Thursday, and then for another OTA. And then we're all out there Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week for the mandatory minicamp, and then they break. And so we got 2 more weeks of football, and it's fun to see things that we see, and it kind of catch our attention out there. Let's take a break. Let's talk some college baseball, college softball after this. The Noles move along. The Gators do not. Interesting weekend, though, in the NCAA baseball tournament. That and more coming up. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is the place for Jaguars football.
Listen to this crowd.
How about them Jags?
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Frangie. If you have a sweet tooth like me, the sweetest desserts in town come from Spoonful Bakery. Spoonful is an online bakery. They deliver boxes of assorted desserts right to your home or office. They're so good, and they make for great gifts for friends or clients. If you want custom orders, wedding cakes or birthday cakes, or catered desserts for an event, they are the best. Log on to spoonful-bakery.com or call them at 904-515-4984. That's Spoonful Bakery for the sweetest desserts in town.
I'm Julie Harrell. I grew up here in Jacksonville and have seen our city grow as well as the number of car crashes. If you need help after a crash, choose a law firm with an actual office here. Lawyers you can meet with face-to-face and who specialize in personal injury. At Harrell & Harrell, we've been here for nearly 40 years, developing relationships with local doctors, law enforcement, helping people just like you. If you've been injured in a crash, call Harrell & Harrell. Offices, Jacksonville.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, poker players, the Poker Atlas Tour is back at Best Bet St. Augustine from June 5th to June 15th. The Poker Atlas Tour features 7 events, including Event 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em tournament with a $100,000 guarantee, and the $600 no-limit hold'em title event with a $200,000 guaranteed prize pool. Satellites start May 17th. For more details, visit bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to our website, CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com. And let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
Hacker here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Look, the summer has arrived. Memorial Day is in the rearview mirror. It's vacation season for me, and over the next couple of weeks, whether it's a cruise, going out to Las Vegas, I'm going to bust out the tank tops, man. I'm going to show off the bod a little bit. Now, would I have done that 100 pounds ago? Of course not, but thanks to the great folks at Awaken 180 Weight Loss, I really have a new lease on life. It's life-changing. I'm in the maintenance program now, doing really well, right? The weight is not coming back on. That's almost as rewarding, if not a little more rewarding. It's one thing to lose the weight. It's something else to keep it off. I've been able to do that with the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. If it's time in your life to make that change like it was for me, go to awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. If I can do it, you can do it. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Houston to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he's got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Plumbing problems? AC not blowing? Septic tank doing whatever septic tanks do? Don't call 3 different companies and play contractor roulette. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. Waddle over to duckduckrooter.com. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here. Summer heat is on the rise, but don't sweat it. Big Chief Tire has your back with $50 off all AC services. Whether your system needs a quick recharge or a full repair, their expert team will keep you cool and road ready all season long. With 5 locations across Jacksonville, trusted service is always nearby. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your AC service. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at Goosehead.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. I always brag on what you guys have on-road and off-road. But, Greg, tell everybody about what's happening on the water, because you got loads of opportunity.
We do. We've got lots of boats in stock. We got the Honda 19-foot Fisher Runabout. We've got the Coach pontoons, all of them with that legendary Honda motor and legendary Honda reliability, which you always want when you're out on the water.
You could be cruising along the Intercoastal or out on the ocean, but check it out. Facebook page ready for all of you to see, Cycles of Jacksonville, or their showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. 1010
Take.
The 1010 Take every day is brought to you by our friends at Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck, duckduckrooter.com. It's the craziest year I've seen in a while in college baseball. FSU's got it going, and they look really good. Florida loses out, and Florida is out in large part because they lost most of their team to injury. Their catcher, second baseman, shortstop, and center fielder, the entire middle is gone. I will give the Gators a pass on how they lost and the fact that they lost. But it's disappointing that Kevin O'Sullivan is in the middle of a controversy because of how he complained to people at East Carolina. Sully's a fantastic coach. He's won a national championship. He's been to the College World Series 13 times, which is an amazing, or 10 times, which is an amazing run. But he's got to do better in a setting like that, and that is the 10-10 take. All right. Having said that, have you followed the viral stuff on Kevin O'Sullivan today?
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, apparently Kevin O'Sullivan lost his mind with the people running the tournament in Conway, South Carolina, which is where Coastal Carolina is. So much so that the Coastal Carolina coach in his press conference, after winning and moving on to the Super, said, "I'm not going to leave without telling you how disappointed and angry I am that a national championship coach would bully people, would talk to people the way he did, would talk to one of our athletic directors, a Hall of Fame coach, the way he did, would talk to." And again, I wasn't there, and we haven't heard Sully's side of the story, but I will tell you that really surprises me that happened, and I feel he shouldn't have done it. I talked to somebody today close to the situation, and the person told me Sully should have apologized. If he had apologized immediately afterward, I don't think you'd have seen as much of this. Because he didn't, he's looked at as the ultimate bully. And I'm going to talk more about college baseball in a minute, but I think that's kind of the major storyline here.
Yeah, and again, it's if you're going to have a public tirade in this day and age, it's going to be on camera. And this is, and, I think it reflects poorly on the program. And whether there was some frustrations over the injuries, the attrition, the fact that they didn't play, and I think that was all in there. But that's fine. He's been in this business long enough that you've got to compartmentalize that. You can't take that anger out on the poor Coastal Carolina,
grounds
field
crew,
guy,
right?
And that's where I think, an apology would still go a long way. Hopefully he makes it, but certainly should have already happened by now, and the whole incident shouldn't have happened.
Right, and what he should do instead of bowing up, and hopefully he will, because he didn't bow up afterwards. instead of getting angry at what the Coastal Carolina coach said, what he should say is he was right. He was right to call me out. I let the frustrations get to me. We're better than that. I apologize to the assistant athletic director. I apologize to the grounds crew and to the East Carolina team. We'll be better. And, oh, by the way, we'll also be back in the mix next year. And I think if he said that, it goes away. So hopefully he will say that. Hope that's what he needs to say, and hopefully he'll say that it goes away. I want to get to Florida baseball in a minute, but let me start with FSU baseball. This is Link Jarrett's third year. His first year, they weren't very good. When they hired him, I thought, my goodness, you and I had this talk. I thought they were going to hire him. I thought they'd do great things. They weren't very good the first year. Some people say, Frank, you love your FSU. Well, FSU, I mean, some of the Gator fans were angry with me. I guess you were wrong. I said, give him another year. Well, last year, his second year, after totally rebuilding the roster, they made the Final Four of the College World Series, as did Florida. This year, they're on their way to a super. It's not a great FSU team. Okay, Jamie Arnold, the starting pitcher, is a great pitcher. He may be the first pick of the draft. Alex Lodice is going to be a first-rounder, the former Bartram Trail player. He's a really good player. It's a good FSU team. It's not a great FSU team. But I will tell you, that program is really in good shape. Now, you're never sure how anybody's going to manage the portal world because it's so different than the world was 5-6 years ago. But don't sleep on the Noles. That thing is really, really in good shape. They move on to the Supers. And I think they play the winner of the Oregon State.
Yeah, USC.
Oregon State USC is who they play.
Yeah,
and,
that game's tonight.
Right, and the winner they play them. But Link Jarrett's got him in really good shape. I guess that's the point.
Yeah, without a doubt. And if it's USC that wins, then Florida State would host the Super Regional, correct? And if Oregon State wins, then they have to go to Corvallis.
That's right.
Which I saw that USC has not been out of the regional since 2005.
That's hard to believe.
Well, and I will tell you, there was a time way back when, like in the 70s, USC was the best baseball program. Rod Dato was the coach. They won the championship almost every year. They may have as many national titles as anybody.
Makes sense. You're in LA,
right?
Yeah.
And so, but yeah. So they're matching against Oregon State, USC, and FSU will move on.
So that's a big game tonight in terms of the travel component.
Big game.
Exactly, even though FSU's safely in, that they'll be watching that one.
And here's a huge deal for FSU. If they get to Omaha, no Vanderbilt, no Texas.
The top two seeds were eliminated.
Yeah, even Georgia's out. Like some really great teams have
Todd Golden
not even made it
his
to the
third
Super.
year.
Yeah,
Link Jarrett may be right there with him.
And he might.
Yeah.
And I will tell you this. You're going to win the first game that Jamie Arnold pitches. So if you're in a super regional and you have to win 2 out of 3, I don't think anybody's beating Jamie Arnold.
So is he a big prospect?
He may be the first pick in the draft.
Oh, wow.
He might be the first pick in the draft. He's the left-hander. I think he's going to be the first pick in the draft. First. Now, he's not Paul Skeens, who was the first pick in the draft, but I think he's going to be the first pick. And so you're going to win that game. And so now you got to win 1 out of 2. So the Noles are well positioned. They really are. And again, Alex Lodice, as we all know, great player at FSU. Florida lost. Also, apart from the stuff where Sully lost his mind, apparently, again, we haven't heard his side of it, but apparently that happened. I told you last week, or the last week I was here, they overcame the injuries when they lost Heyman. That was the dagger. When they lost their catcher, 3-hole batter, they had already lost the center fielder, the second baseman, the shortstop, now the catcher. That's the whole middle. That's your whole middle. And Donay, the backup catcher, is not a very good catcher. He's a good hitter. He hits a lot of home runs, but he's not a very good catcher. So now what you've got is a third baseman, Bozer, third baseman playing short, a backup outfielder playing third, your backup second baseman playing. And Nato's a good player, but he's the backup. And a freshman first baseman who's not very good defensively. I'll give you, I don't know if you watched any of the games, but East Carolina bunted the whole. Did you watch any of that?
No.
They every time the leadoff batter came up, he tried to bunt for a hit. And they bunted and ran, and they made Florida's infield and catcher handle the ball. And that's how they small balled him to death, and they beat him handily both times. So I give them credit. And I'll say this, too. Back in the day in college baseball, well, you've got 35, 40 players. You got Florida and LSU and Miami have the best players in the country. So you have these great backups. So it doesn't matter how many people get hurt because you sign so many good players. Your backup's better than everybody else's starter. Well, that day's over. It used to be the freshman, sophomore phenom sits on the bench and waits for his time to play. Well, now he just goes to another school.
I feel like it's like that in football, too.
It is. It is like that in football. There's no more backups. The backup who couldn't start at Florida is now at UCF.
Southern Miss.
Yeah, it's Southern Miss. That's right. That's where he goes. He doesn't sit on the bench. So you have no depth. And that's because of the portal, okay? Because of NIL, players stay in longer, which encourages the backups to leave even more. So portal means the backup can leave more easily. NIL means the starter's staying longer, which encourages the backup to leave more readily. So there's no backups anymore. Even the best teams aren't deep, and I think that really caught up with the Gators.
Yeah, this would be the equivalent of a football team defensively losing 2 starting defensive tackles, the starting middle linebacker, and 2 starting safeties.
That's correct.
Well, you're not going to have any chance of stopping anything,
right?
If that's what you lose, I mean, it's at that point you're too broken.
Right.
And and unfortunately that seems like what happened to the Gators. I mean, obviously he's not under any pressure, but
he's right.
But just in forgetting, I don't mean this as hot seat pressure. I just mean in terms of, do you think that what needs to change for Florida to get back to hosting regionals,
right?
And being in a stronger position going into the tournament?
It's a great question, Hayes. I think the big picture answer is this. You don't know which coaches are going to manage the portal well. Mississippi State won the national championship 4 years ago. Coach got fired this year. He's 4 years removed from a title. What happens is if you don't manage the portal well, it doesn't matter if you were good at how they used to do it. What matters is, are you good at how they do it now? And we're still finding that in all to JJ's point, they're all the same. We're finding that out in all 3 sports. You know, who's good at managing the portal? Well, baseball really matters. Baseball, there's way more options. You know, there's way more options in baseball. So I mean, football doesn't have an option like UNF or JU or Stetson. Football, you're either at the highest level, you go to another high level, or you stay put. Baseball's got all these. They got 300 options. Same with basketball. So back to your question about Florida. In fairness to Kevin O'Sullivan, we can't lose sight of the fact that they were in the Final Four last year, in the final series 2 years ago, that he's been there 10 times. You can't lose sight of how good they are and how good they've been over the years. They haven't hosted a regional in a while, and I think most people believe that's because he has not developed pitching. When they get pitching, I'm drawing a blank, JJ, the kid that now pitches for the Braves that they got from Southern Miss 2 years ago.
Oh, Hurston.
Waldrop. Hurston Waldrop. If they get guys like that, well, then they're okay. He has not developed freshman pitchers very well. Having said all that, the freshman pitcher he's got now, Aiden King from Bishop Snyder, is fantastic. Mm-hmm. Don't rule out Florida. This was a very unusual year for Florida. I still say, despite losing Jones, the center fielder, Carline, the second baseman, Shelton, the shortstop, who's really good, they overcame all that and went through this great run in the SEC. Then they lost Heyman, the catcher. That was the one I thought they couldn't lose another one. You can lose guys and lose guys and lose guys, but you couldn't do all that and then lose another guy. And I think that's what happened. So I think Florida will be okay. I do wonder sometimes, and this isn't a Sully thing, but when is it time to do the next thing? He's been there 18 years. When is it? Is it time? And I don't think he should be on a hot seat. Lord knows he was in the Final Four the last 2 years. The Final Four the last 2 years. He shouldn't be on a hot seat. But is it better for him? Is it better for others? I mean, we watched it. Mark Long and I were having this conversation today about some of the Florida Olympic sports. But Becky Burley, the longtime soccer coach, it became time. Mary Wise, the longtime volleyball coach, it became time. Sometimes when you've done it at the same place so long, Florida's 2 coaches, Tim Walton, the softball coach, and Kevin O'Sullivan, the baseball coach, have been there 35 years between them. Do you realize that?
That's
18 for Sully and 17 for Walton. So at some point it becomes the time. I don't think it's now. I think Florida will bounce back strong next year, but it'll be very interesting to see. Back to JJ's point. JJ, the fact that Vanderbilt's out, the fact that Texas is out, the fact that Georgia is out, I don't think that's a coincidence. I know parity is a cliche, but I think with the portal and with people finding NIL money, I think there now is more ridiculous parity in college baseball than there is any other college sport.
And they didn't even get to like the championship round, some of them. In their own regionals, they lost on Saturday, you know? And like you said, I agree when you got teams like Texas, San Antonio, who I saw, they have like an NIL close to $1 million.
Right. So everybody can spend the money now.
Yeah.
And look, let me tell you where baseball's different. And I've told people this for 100 years. In football, there's only so many good 6'7", 300-pound men. Or there's only so many athletic 6'7", 300. There just aren't. In basketball, there's only so many 6'11" guys that can run the floor. You're going to run out of that. At some point, you're running out of it. But in baseball, the amount of 6'1", 180-pound guys out there, they're everywhere. So, I mean, they're normal. You see them on the street.
Right.
You don't see the 6'11" guy that can run the floor on the street.
No.
You don't see the 6'6", 305 offensive lineman on the street. But that 5'11", 175, that 6'2", 190, now I'm not saying there's a lot of guys that can do that and also can hit 100, but you get my point.
Yeah.
There are so many baseball players out there that everybody can get good at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's the point, is you've got so much population to work from compared to being a defensive tackle, being an elite power forward, something like that. So, I mean, in looking at it, FSU's the 9th seed, but all these higher teams are out. Can FSU win the whole thing?
Yeah, and I think they can. And I think nobody has been more scarred from fruitless trips to Omaha than the Noles, 23 of them, I think. But I think they will win a title under Link Jared. Whether it's this year or not, I think they will.
Clemson also out.
Clemson
Forgot
out
about them.
Yeah,
They were another big
good.
one. And Miami, who they kind of suck this year, but
still in it.
They have a chance tonight at 9 to get to a super regional, which would be shocking.
And
honestly.
it's against Southern Miss. It's not like it's who's
they're,
good.
They're like the last, the worst team to host a regional was Southern Miss.
Yeah. So the Canes have a chance, no question about it. Hey, before we break, speaking of baseball, I do have to tell you our Walk-Off Charities, our 4th annual Dailies Walk-Off Charities Golf Classic is next Monday. We thank our friends from Dailies, Aubrey Edge, and the wonderful folks at Dailies are so good to us. It'll be our 4th tournament next year. We'll be there. I want to thank Steve and our friends at 1010XO who are always so good to walk off as well. 3 shows will be out there. Helmets and Heels will be there. Primetime will be there. We'll be there, and I'm really excited about it. The tournament's almost sold out. There might be a foursome or two left. If you go to sign up and it's sold out, I wasn't lying to you. I'm just not sure. We're close. But you can go to walkoffcharities.com. But I tell you what's not sold out. We just launched our auction today.
Oh, sweet.
We literally just launched it today, so there's no bids yet. I mean, we launched it like an hour ago. But go to walkoffcharities.com. You want to help a great cause. The Jags home opener, 4 club seats to see the first game ever coached by Liam Cohen. 4 club seats to Florida, Georgia. That might be pretty good. A Bold City balcony experience with the Jumbo Shrimp. Atlanta Braves tickets. How about that, JJ? Braves tickets and swag. One Ocean stay down at the beach. We have all kind of really good stuff. Got a Paul Skeend autographed baseball that I might buy. Okay, I might buy that. We've got a Pride of the Jaguars signed picture. That's Brunel, Baselli, Smith, Fred Taylor. How about that?
Do you have any Livy Dunn items?
Yeah. Wow. No.
Did you see her, by the way?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
but after that, I might.
There's a video going around of her at a swimsuit SI thing.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
May or may not have seen it. We got Mike Tyson autographed boxing gloves. How about that?
Awesome.
We have Tim Tebow autographed helmet, a Tony Baselli autograph. We got really good stuff on here. And I'm looking through this, and our staff did such a good job. A Caitlin Clark autograph. There's so much good stuff on here. So,
now that might be like the biggest star of today.
That's
actually.
Right. And so our staff does such a wonderful job putting this together, and I'm so grateful to them. But you want to help a little kid play baseball. We had our championship. I posted a lot of the pictures and videos from it this weekend, our 77 teams, and we had our championship weekend this weekend. But if you want to help little kids play baseball that otherwise would not be able to do it, that's why I lean into this. That's why my friends here at 1010XL do. That's why our walk-off staff does. The joy in these kids' faces to get to wear baseball uniforms and get new equipment and the stuff that the kids with money get to do and that they would have never gotten to do ever. They get to do now, and it's because you've helped so much. So please go to walkoffcharities.com and look at some of our auction items. The last one I'll tell you about, and I approve this, okay? I want you. I get to approve all the items, okay? I don't get to make a lot of decisions in life, but I get to make these. We have a framed, autographed, limited print edition, autographed, as I said, of the Sid Bream slide.
Oh,
how did I allow that? I'm not kidding. I
need
almost yanked it. I came so close to pulling. If I didn't care about these kids, I'd have pulled the damn thing. My staff was snickering when they put her on there. And I first of all thought about firing them.
Yeah.
Okay, just fire the whole staff.
Right.
Okay. Then when I didn't fire the whole staff, I almost pulled it off the auction line. But it is
That's
on there.
awesome.
The opening bid is $300. Braves fans, if nothing else, buy it to taunt me. Okay, but we have an autographed picture of Sid Bream, the slide. So anyway, it's on Walk Up.
Do we have anything autographed by Lindsey Scott?
Well, why not put that right on with it? Why not put them next to each other, right? I mean, I should have gotten Buck Bellew. Since we got Bream, get Buck Bellew too, for God's sake. But we have great items. Help little kids play baseball. WalkUpCharities.com. The auction is just underway. It'll be there for 7 days. We hope you get involved. Back in a moment. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. These days, it's hard to know which companies to trust. But when it comes to banking, I trust South State Bank. South State truly values its customers, and they work hard to create meaningful, lasting relationships. I love going into my local branch. I see the same smiling faces I've seen for years. South State is the largest bank headquartered in Florida, so they're able to offer all the banking services you need. You can trust South State Bank. Banking forward. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Take that game with you.
What a turn of events!
Radio play-by-play is where you are. 1010XL.
It's the event everyone waits for. Now at Beard's Diamonds. Buy one, get one free on all wedding bands. Now for a limited time, when you buy his wedding band, get hers free. Buy hers, get his free. Save up to $10,000. Are you about to get married or been married for years thinking it's time for an upgrade? There's nothing that symbolizes your love more than the wedding band. Beard's has hundreds and hundreds of bands from top designers in white gold, yellow gold, rose gold, titanium, platinum, plain bands, channel set bands, pave set, eternity bands. And for men, masculine bands, wide, modern, with and without diamonds, hammered, brushed, engraved, lots of colors. Come to Beard's now and find the wedding band that reflects your style and your personality. Buy one, get the second one free. The big box corporate jewelry stores can't or won't do this, but Beard's can. And it's happening now through June 23rd. Buy one wedding band, get the second one free. Don't miss this opportunity to celebrate your eternal love with the eternal symbol. Beard's Diamonds at St. John's Town Center.
Storms don't wait, so why should you? Protect your home and your wallet with Universal Roof and Contracts. Save 15% on roof replacements and repairs now through June 30th. And financing is available with payments as low as $115. Call 855-ROOF-HELP for your free inspection. Universal Roof and Contracting. Protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com. Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Okay, here we go with our final lightning round on Potty Talk. Top 3 answers on the board. Ready? Okay. The best way to save money when your faucets or pipes are leaking.
Roland Reese Plumbing?
Something to help you avoid clogged sewers and drains.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
The technical term for that ba-whoosh sound when a toilet flushes correctly.
Roland Reese Plumbing.
Roland Reese Plumbing is always the right answer. Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
I'm Hammer and Hayes Carline, and I've been known to drop an opinion like a 2-ton hammer. Weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes on 1010XL. Driven by Southside Kia. Online at SouthsideKiaJax.com.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit DreamfindersHomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to DreamfindersHomes.com for more details.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Hey, Hicken here for my friends at Zero Res. They want to help you clean your home or business. Big summer savings with 3 rooms clean starting at $129 and 20% off your air duct cleaning. Call them 904-287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
You'll always feel good when you send someone a Kuhn Flowers floral or plant arrangement. This is Max Fink with 1010XL, and no matter what the reason, Kuhn Flowers has always come through for me. Order online at kuhnflowers.com. I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Florida State Seminoles won their regional this weekend in Tallahassee after coming from behind against Mississippi State last night. The Bulldogs opened up the game with a first pitch home run, immediately putting Florida State in the hole. Seminoles pitcher Wes Mendez put that mistake aside, however, being lights out for the remainder of the evening, including a 1-2-3 second inning that got him out of there in just 13 pitches. FSU's Cal Fisher notched the game up at 2 in the bottom of the 7th with his 2-run shot to put them right back in it. Just an inning later, Max Williams gave the Noles their first lead of the game with the bases loaded single to send home Gage Harrelson. The Noles won 5-2 as they advanced to their second straight Super Regional in a row. It's 84 degrees at 5:03. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a Best Bet Monday on The Frangie Show with fantastic locations in Jacksonville, Orange Park, and now in St. Augustine. It's Best Bet.
All right, speaking of St. Augustine, satellites continue into the Poker Atlas title event at Best Bet St. Augustine. The Poker Atlas Tour continues through June 15th with $300,000 in guarantees. And again, US 17 in Orange Park, the St. Augustine location right off of I-95, and of course Monument Road here in Jacksonville. Always a Best Bet Monday. Thanks to our friends at the Best Bet. We really do appreciate my buddy Jamie Shelton and all the folks at the Best Bet. I do want to thank, I thought it was very charitable for Scotty Scheffler a few months back, to step aside and let Rory have a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Okay? And then he said that's enough. I mean, he stepped aside just long. Let Rory have the Players
Right.
and the Masters and Pebble. I mean, Rory's a good dude.
I'm going to be a nice guy and slice my hand open at Christmas.
Right. Yeah. Just so Rory can have a.
Right.
Because when I come back, just the rest of y'all know, step aside. It's comical now.
It's unbelievable.
I saw, of all the stats we see, and there's all these graphics, all the TVs have the TV networks have great graphics. The smallest, and I know you saw this one, the shortest amount of time between win one and win. Do you see this?
Yeah.
The shortest amount of time between your first win and your 16th win. The 4 guys: Sam Snead, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Scotty Scheffler. That's the list. Snead, Nicklaus, Woods, Scheffler between wins 1 and wins 16. It's almost comical. Look, it almost bums me out a little, because I love watching golf on Sunday afternoons. One of the fun things for me to do this time of year is lock in around 3:30 on Sunday, and between if you love golf and love watching it, between 3:30 and 7 on Sunday, usually you get 2 guys battling it out, and it's kind of fun. Scheffler's taking all the drama out. Every time you look up, it's all right. Scheffler's. It doesn't matter what the tournament is. Scheffler's at 9 or 10 under. Joe Blow, you've never heard of, is at 4. Fleetwood's at 3. Patrick Cantlay looks like he's going to get to 4. Meanwhile, Scheffler, did I tell you, is at 9. It's every week. It's pretty amazing.
It really is. It's incredible. I mean, what he's become with his irons is otherworldly. I mean, he's just, Lee Smith is talked a lot about this. He's just always pin high. I mean, his control, his distance, it's just impeccable. And he just doesn't get in trouble. He was first in scrambling this week at the Memorial, which played very difficult. I mean, it's one thing to win by 4 when you win at 19 under. It's another thing to win by 4 when you're at 10 under and everybody else was at 6 or worse. The course played difficult, and he's just got the perfect mental setup for being a lead in this sport. It just doesn't go to his head. He continues to work hard. He's very shucks about it, but he certainly has that maniacal competitive drive that you have to be the best in the world at something. And I mean, I don't know that you're going to see an end to this, because Tiger, I mean, let's just be honest. If Tiger Woods had lived a life like Scotty Scheffler or like Jack Nicklaus, or he would have won 30 majors. I mean, Nicklaus's record of 18 would have been blown to smithereens. But Tiger Woods, through the stuff that he wanted, and I don't even just mean his personal relationships, I just mean like wanting to go train with Navy SEALs and blowing out his knee doing that.
Right.
Like Scotty Scheffler isn't doing that. Like, he's not going to give away years of his career to do things that are probably not in the best interest of trying to be a lead in golf. And that's why, I mean, who knows? He's in his 20s still. And this is what he's doing.
26 or 27.
I mean, so
kind of mid-20s.
It's incredible what he has been able to accomplish. And it's just hard to find, in sports, you're always like, well, when is this going to end? And we're doing it now in the NBA final. Oklahoma City, looks like they're built for how long is this going to last? Now, of course they're going to beat the Pacers and win the title, but how long is this going to go for? And it's like that with Scheffler. It's like, what could possibly derail this? And I mean, golf is the ultimate. One day you have it, one day you just inexplicably do not. But he just seems immune to it, and he's got it seems like a picture perfect off the course lifestyle when he's not carving turkeys.
I think he was making ravioli.
Whatever he was doing when he, suffered the hand injury. But, I mean, I can't wait to see what he does next week at Oakmont. I mean, that will be unbelievable to see Scheffler. We'll see. It'll be the first time, obviously, that Scheffler and Rory are back, since the PGA, because Rory didn't play at Jack's event. And then the Canadian Open is this week. Rory will play that, but Scheffler will not. So, I mean, the storylines are going to be fantastic, but yeah, how could you go against Scott? Is an incredible a season as Rory McIlroy has had. And as talented as Bryson DeChambeau is, the advantage he has off the tee to everybody else in the field, how could you pick anybody but Scotty Scheffler?
Yeah,
because he is straight. And when he has an iron in his hand, there's not even a close second in the world.
What you do a good job of remembering this. What was it that Brandel Chambly said?
Oh yeah, he was like, this was a couple years ago, and he was like,
say it again.
I think he said something like, if Scotty plays awful, he'll lose by 3. If he plays okay, he'll win in a playoff.
Right.
If he plays pretty well, he'll win by 3, and if he plays well, he'll win by 6.
That right. In other words, the worst possible case is you might beat him at the end.
Right.
Yeah. So
he'll still make a top 10.
He doesn't make the catastrophic mistake that a lot of players, even elite players, will make at some point over 4 days of golf.
And sports fans, and particularly sports media guys and broadcasters, and I'm case in point. I'm guiltiest of the guilty here. We're always looking for that next thing. Who's the next? Ever since Tiger, we have been desperately looking for the next Tiger. We were. I mean, even David Duval came before Tiger, and we thought he was the next Tiger before Tiger, and then it was Tiger, and we've we wanted it to be Jordan Spieth, and we wanted it to be JT, and we wanted it to be Dustin Johnson, and we've gone through every incarnation, right? We wanted it to be Brooks Koepka. The next guys come along every time, and they've all been really good players, but none of them have ever sustained. To your point, Hayes, about how long is it going to last? Well, this is the best one of all of them. This is the best Tiger since Tiger, and now there's no debating it, because to your point, he's only 26, 27 years old. Barring, you said it way more eloquently than I will. He's not going to do anything stupid. He's a young guy. He's focused, and if you've ever played golf, all of us that play, I play a lot of golf. I don't care if you are the 22 handicapper playing at the Muni, or if you're the best golfer in the world. I don't care. The greatness of golf, the key to golf, I'll go to my grave on this. It's not making great shots. It's avoiding the bad shots and consistency and repeating the shot over and over, and the muscle memory. And if you watch Scotty Scheffler on these Sundays, that's what he does. He makes some great shots, but it isn't about the great shot. It's about when everybody's all around, everybody's all at 8 under, 9 under, 7 under, 6 under, they're all lumped in there together on these major Sundays, especially with now these elevated events and these significant events, plus the majors. You start watching them crumble one by one. Oh, I can't believe he just hit it out of bounds. He was playing so well. Oh, how did he hit that shot?
How did he three-putt from 12 feet?
How did he three-putt?
Right.
They all, not him.
No.
They all start unraveling, and he doesn't. And that he never does. He never does.
Even his putting was a weak spot for a couple of years. Even when he was winning, even when he came on the scene, was winning and won his first Masters, putting was still something that was a big question mark for Scheffler. He's cleaned that up. So, he's now a good putter. It's almost like when Jordan added the three-pointer.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good analogy.
It's sort of what Scotty Scheffler has done with his game.
I have the most impressive stat. I thought you were going to say this one earlier, Frank. Since May 4th, so we're coming up on a month.
Yeah.
The Colorado Rockies have 3 wins,
great stats.
And Scotty Scheffler has 3 wins. They play every day. Scotty's played in 4 starts.
Well, not only do they play every day, but there's only 2 teams per game.
Yeah, there's not 100 guys.
There's only 2 guys. There's only 2. One of them's going to win.
Right.
Good point.
Oh, let's take a break. When we come back, Hayes says headlines. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make, and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is, and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Turn on your radio. We'll bring the game to you.
Here we go. 4th and a yard.
Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio. 1010XL.
I'm Holt Harrell with Harrell & Harrell. Choosing a law firm after an accident is an important decision. So how do you decide? With so many messages on air, I know it can all sound the same. At Harrell & Harrell, we believe what sets us apart is our commitment to you. When you've been injured in an accident, you need help from someone you know, someone you can trust. Harrell & Harrell, a name you know, a name you trust. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Offices, Jacksonville.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, monster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Jacksonville, you know a good defense wins games, and a good fence protects your home. Frank Frangie here. Coil Fencing has been around the block since 1927. Literally, they probably fenced it too. From tough chain link to sleek aluminum fences your HOA will love, Coil is the name to trust. Nearly a century strong and still standing tall. Call Coil today. You can trust them. Call 904-356-4821 or visit coiljacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit CSSOutdoor.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
The future starts now.
Let's go!
Follow 1010XL's coverage of organized team activities, cooked up by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Heroes Lawn Care. Keep the offseason rolling with AA Automotive and 1010XL.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
Are your monthly bills keeping you up at night, wondering how you got so behind? Hey, I'm Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. I get it. Life is expensive now. Insurance, groceries, cars. And then there's the credit card debt with those obscene interest rates. It's time to regain your financial freedom. And that's what we offer at Loan Pronto, using the power of the equity in your home. We have multiple ways to get you the cash you need, and most clients close in 2 weeks or less, and many don't even require an appraisal. And listen, rates have been plummeting recently. We just locked a homeowner in with an APR in the low fives, saving her over $1,000 per month, and put $10,000 in her pocket. Life-changing money. Whether you're drowning in debt, have a nosebleed rate you got last year, need home improvements, or simply need cash in your pocket, we can help you accomplish this goal in record time. Call us today and get started with no hard credit pull, just a conversation. LoanPronto.com, 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. That's LoanPronto.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off. Select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Primer and Ceiling Paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell & Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
All right, we've got the band back together. Great having Frank back with us. We've got JJ. I am Hayes Carline. Thanks to our friends at Harrell & Harrell. Give them a call at 251-1111. Frank, we're going to start with Jaguars OTA number 7 earlier this morning. Liam Cohen, happy, thought this was the most balanced in terms of offense and defense that the team has had so far.
Yeah, I think today was probably the most balanced it's been, where offense make a play, defense come back, make a play. I thought it was just a good competitive back and forth, whereas maybe in days prior there's been more, okay, the offense has a really good day and the defense not, or vice versa, the defense has a good day and the offense is ticked off, specifically myself. But, I thought today was just a good balance of guys making plays and then coming back, okay, who needs to make a play, who's going to stop the bleeding on each side when maybe the offense or defense is making more. So I think just that competitive balance maybe has progressed over the last 6 or 7 practices. And I just thought today was probably a little bit cleaner in terms of it wasn't just like, all right, ton of drop balls or fumble, just some of the fundamentals were cleaned up a little bit today. Was it perfect? No, but I think that's maybe an area where we progressed today.
I think it's been fun, Hayes, to watch him go from offensive coordinator guy who always wants the offense to win every practice to head coach where he's got to be happy about both. And it's been fun watching him. And I would think when you start, it'll be the same way when camp starts in July. The first handful of days, the defense is going to win. Offense is different. Offense, you have to catch the ball. Yeah, it's just a different world. But ultimately, the offense catches up, and it sounds like that's kind of where they are now.
Yeah, he told that funny story about De'Ami Brown making the behind-the-back one-handed catch and him like jumping up and running over because he was so excited. And then it turns out Jordan Lewis was able to steal the ball and was going the other way.
So then he cheered for him, too.
So then I started running with Jordan. But
it's
yeah,
been fun watching
it has been. I agree. Liam Cohen also talked about running back Travis Etienne and dismissed the narrative that's out there nationally that the team is looking to move on from Travis Etienne. JJ has that clip for us.
Every day, everything we've asked him to do, he's done at a good click for us. I mean, the ability in the screen game to hand him jet sweeps, his vision so far in the run game has been good. He's done everything we've asked him to do and more. There's been a consistency. Again, one of those things where, he can shine in ways in space. It's really hard to see a runner in this setting. Are they going to get the hard, physical, tough yards? Are they going to be able to stick their foot in the ground and get those, physical, violent yards that we're going to need? That's hard to really kind of grade at this moment. He's done a great job. I don't really understand some of the stuff I've kind of seen out there. That's absolutely inaccurate.
Yeah, and I would say this too. I'm glad he said that. Travis Etienne's a good player. Travis Etienne has done everything. By the way, he's one of the best non-fumblers in football. Now, everyone remembers the fumble in Miami that was a fumble, but he takes care of the ball. And look, he's what Liam said. He's the guy you're going to run on jet sweeps. He's the guy you're going to throw to in the screen game. He's not a downhill runner. He never was, but he's a first-round draft pick, and he's a hard worker. And whether he's a Jaguar for the long haul or not, right now he's a Jaguar, and I'm glad that Liam came out and said, we're not trading him. Where all that crap comes from, I don't know. I will tell you this. Of all the coaches I've known over all these years in this industry, Hayes, the one thing that ticks them off more than anything else is when people say stuff that isn't true, when they make up stuff. I've heard a lot of coaches don't like it when true stuff is broken, but they say, hey, give the reporter credit. He found it out. But when they say stuff that's really not true, it pisses them off, man. And I'm glad Liam spoke up.
Yeah, absolutely. Standout defensive end Josh Hines-Allen met with reporters after practice and is noticeably lighter. Hines-Allen said he's glad to be working under a new defensive coordinator in Anthony Campanile after playing at 285 pounds last year at the behest of former defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen.
I mean, I got up to I was like 285. I was much bigger. And, my mindset was always, to be as dominant. But, it was a little, obviously holding a little bit more weight kind of, puts a little bit more wear and tear on the body. And just, it was a lot, too much. Again, learn to adapt. Got to know what works best for you. Something I tried and something that I'm like, all right, I probably don't want to do that again. So we're working on maintaining a good goal for me this year and, put some good tape out there. See, I don't know, because, I was also getting banged up a lot more. My body was not cooperating as much as I wanted to, but I take care of my body to the utmost. But it was a little bit different, so I don't know if that has something to do with the weight. So that's something I took in consideration coming into this season. And, yeah.
What's the goal number this year? 265?
To break the sack record, be an All-Pro, and win Defensive Player of the Year.
They tried to get it. That was D-Rock. Tried to get it out of him.
With Mark Long snickering.
Yeah, I'm guessing the number probably is in the 260 somewhere. I'm guessing that's where he is, just looking at him. But look, I applaud Josh for how he handled it. I said, listen, I got it wrong. I tried to gain the weight, thought it'd make me better. It didn't, so I'm not going to do that again. I also applaud the fact that if indeed it was a previous staff or previous defensive coordinator that wanted him to do that, he never threw him under the bus. He just said, hey, it didn't work. I'm going to lose the weight. I've lost the weight, and I won't do that again. I like the way he handled it.
Travis Hunter worked with the offense again today. So far through 7 OTAs, it's been 5 practices on offense for Travis Hunter and 2 on defense.
Yeah, I will tell you this. The ones we've been out there, it's been all offense. I can't wait. If we ever get a chance to see him on defense.
Maybe Thursday.
Maybe we'll be back on Thursday. I can't wait to see him on defense if we get a chance to see it.
Yeah, well, it will be very, very cool. I agree. Let's get it to around the NFL. Lions center Frank Ragnow announces his retirement at the age of 29. Ragnow was a second-team All-Pro selection last season, his 3rd such honor. Detroit's had a lot of upheaval. I mean, this is a great player retiring, in June. I mean, is Detroit in danger of slipping a little bit?
Well, 2 things. Let me answer the first one. Let me address the retirement, then I'll address the team. My friend Tony Baselli says this all the time. Football's hard. It's freaking really hard. It's physical and exhausting and tough and dangerous. And if you don't love it, you shouldn't play it. And my guess is Frank Ragnow, without knowing anything more beyond the story, probably had a very good career, enjoyed playing it, didn't love it. And if you don't love it, get out of it. And again, I don't pretend to know anything about him other than reading the story that we all did today that he's stepping down. But I applaud him from getting it right. No, I don't think so. I think the Lions are in a good place. The biggest question we all will have is how much of all this offense was Ben Johnson and how much of it can be replicated without him. But no, I don't sense that the air's come out of the balloon and they're going to come crashing to earth. I don't sense that. They may not be as good as they've been, but I don't think the Lions are going away.
EA Sports has released the new Madden cover as the video game gets set to come out in August. Saquon Barkley is on the cover, hurdling over an unidentified player. But it certainly looks a lot like the play against Jarian Jones.
Yeah, it does.
Season.
Jarian's probably knowing Jarian, he's probably laughing about it.
Yeah, he's been a good sport about it.
Yes, he has, and because he's a good player with a good future, no question about it. But look, Saquon Barkley's all the rage now, man. He passed Derrick Henry and whoever else is best back in the league. He's got a ring. He handles all these. He's very spiritual. He handles all these interviews with great aplomb. Hey, it's his world right now, and we're all living in it, and good for Saquon Barkley.
Let's get to college football. Percy Harvin and Sebastian Janikowski are 2 notable local names that have been nominated for induction into the College Football Hall of Fame.
Both deserving. Sebastian Janikowski, one of the great kickers of all time. Just a cannon leg kicker. One of the great college kickers of all time. And Percy Harvin was as electrifying, let me say this the right way, was as electrifying as any player I ever watched play college football. Not the best player, not the most talented player, although close. Not a great NFL player by any stretch. But if you use the word electrifying, he was the most electrifying player I ever saw play college football.
Without a doubt, I agree. And both of them very deserving for sure. Let's get it to golf. The PGA Tour. Scotty Scheffler defends his Memorial title, joining Tiger Woods as the lone player to do so at Jack's event. He cruised to a 4-shot win, finishing at 10 under par. Scheffler has won 3 of his last 4 starts and pocketed $4 million for Sunday's win.
His ability, we said this earlier, even in this hour when we talked about golf, Scheffler's ability to never melt down. When you come down the stretch on Sunday and 3 or 4 or 5 guys are bunched in there together on the leaderboard, it's often not who makes the great shots to win it, but who avoids making the bad mistakes. That's what it almost always comes down to. It's incredible how often he isn't the one that makes that mistake. I said it again. I'm going to read the stat one more time. The shortest trip from win 1 to win 16, meaning the players who have grouped together the most wins in that stretch: Snead, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, Scotty Scheffler. That is an amazing list.
Really is. Let's get to the NBA. The Pacers knock out the Knicks, setting up the NBA Finals as Indiana will face heavy favorite Oklahoma City. The Thunder were 29-1 against the East this season, an NBA record for interconference play in NBA history.
You know what? As an old guy, what I love to do is once a team advances, I think of guys that played in the yesteryear and act like they're still there. Hey, is Reggie Miller ready to go? Hey, do you think they'll lob it to Rick Smits?
Right.
I can't think of any Oklahoma City. Was it Durant and Westbrook? Is that what it is?
Harden?
That's about as far back as you can go, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team.
They left Seattle in probably early 2000s?
I could go to Jack
Kevin Durant played one season in Seattle.
I could go to Jack Sickman.
Yeah, Sean Kemp.
I could go to Sean Kemp. You know, I didn't.
Payton.
Well done. So, hey, they have a great team. It's their coming out party. And remember, Oklahoma City's a team that doesn't have any other pro sports. So this is a big deal. It's great that they have the softball every year, but they haven't had anything like this. So this is a great moment. It's a great town. You ever been there, by the way?
Yeah.
It's a great town. And this is a great moment for that great city. It really is.
Absolutely. Let's get to Major League Baseball. The Royals call up former UF standout Jack Caglione.
They got through Super 2. The Super 2 is 22% of all rookies. If you're among the top 22% of all rookies, statistically, the team loses a year of control and you gain a year of control against them. So teams perpetually will hold a guy back until the Super 2 designation is passed. That's the only reason, in my opinion, Cags hasn't already been up. I think he will hit a bunch of home runs. I don't think he's going to hit for a high average. He overswings a little bit. Nobody does anymore anyway. I mean, by now, in this day and age, if you hit 38 home runs, nobody cares if you hit 212. It's just the way the game's changed. But he's going to hit a bunch of home runs.
Let's get to college baseball. We talked about the Gators getting knocked out, losing 2 games to East Carolina. Kevin O'Sullivan and Athletics Director Scott Strickland have both just recently issued public apologies for O'Sullivan's tirade against NCAA and Coastal Carolina officials.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and without going through the whole thing, O'Sullivan was made a point, and I'm sure he was helped with this, by the way, to name everybody that he offended, including Representatives Rick French and Mark Scalf, Tournament Director Brian Stiles. It was a heartfelt apology. It's hard not to think it wasn't somewhat of a forced apology, but I applaud Scott Strickland for also saying, look, we're not going to treat people that way. That's not how Gators treat people, and I apologize on our behalf. I said this earlier in the show, Hayes. If Kevin would have come out Sully would have come out right yesterday and said, listen, I acted like a jerk. My emotions got the best of me. I should never do that. It will never happen again, and I'm sorry I disrespected Coastal Carolina and all the people involved. If he'd have done that afterwards, it would have gone away. Instead, all the videos went viral, and it was an ugly look.
Yes, it was. Florida State onto the Super Regional. The Seminoles will face either Oregon State or USC. They'll wrap up that regional in Corvallis tonight.
Jamie Arnold, who I think is going to be the first pick in the draft, struck out 13 in his appearance. 13 strikeouts. He's a terrific left-hander. Like I said, wherever FSU goes in the Super, they're going to win the first one. And that means they just got to win 1 out of 2. So Link Jarrett in only his 3rd year. You made a good comparison earlier. Todd Golden won a national championship in his 3rd year, and you can compare the 2 programs. You really could.
We have an auction. Frank, tell us all about Walk-Off Charities. The auction is open.
Yeah, we just opened it. It's going to be open for a week. It's in conjunction with our Walk-Off Charities Golf Classic, which is next Monday at Deer Creek. We have some really cool stuff, Hayes. Thank you for asking. The 4 club seats to that Jags home opener, 4 club seats to Florida, Georgia. A great experience in a balcony suite with a jumbo shrimp. I could go on and on. We've got all kind of things in here. I told you all about that. Paul Skeen's autograph, that's going to go for a bunch. Pride of the Jaguars autograph picture, Baselli, Brunell, Smith, and Taylor. Tony Baselli autographed jersey. Tim Tebow autographed helmet. Mike Tyson autographed boxing gloves. I could go on and on. I won't go through everything. But yes, in case you're wondering, Sid Bream autographed photo of the slide. How I let that slide, I'll never know, but it's on there. Somebody please bid on that just to taunt me. And what I will tell you is we only have like 30 some auction items on here. If you bid on these auction items, you'll help a little kid play baseball. If we made nothing more than the minimum bid on every item, you'd put about $12,000 into a program that helps the little kid play baseball. It costs about $120 for a kid to play in a baseball league. We had 77 teams last year. I probably shouldn't even tell you that, but I will tell you the money it costs to field 77 teams is about $180,000. So just for of all the things we do, it's only one thing we do, but to put 77 teams on a field for a spring season is about $180,000 deal. So every auction item you can bid on helps. I can promise you that. But thank you for bringing it up.
Oh, sure. I love bidding. I'll be as soon as we get done with the show. I'm going to be scouting it.
I might bid on the Skeens ball. I mean, I really might, and I will not bid on the Sid Bream slide. But thanks for bringing it up. I appreciate it.
Sure thing. We're looking forward to it next Monday. We will get you out on our musical note of the day with some kind of breaking news in the world of pop culture. True Detective creator Nick Pizzolatto brought hope that a story to bring season 1's beloved Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson's characters back. This story could materialize. There is a lot of tease in his comments here. There's no script yet, but just the fact that this idea wasn't immediately shot down is encouraging. Pizzolatto said Harrelson and McConaughey, they would like to return to these roles, so they're up for doing it. Would be, I think, fantastic. One of the best seasons of TV, I think, that I've ever seen. This is the theme from that season, recorded by the Handsome family.
And that's an all-star cast now. I mean, Matthew McConaughey, that's the big leaguer. So hopefully it happens. Hayes, great job as always.
Thanks.
We'll take a break, wrap the program after this.
Light warms the rocks and the rattlesnakes unfold.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The NBA Finals starting on Thursday night as the Indiana Pacers take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Pacers are a 4 seed out of the East and coming off a 6-game series against the Knicks. While the Thunder were the top seed in the West for most of the season, they eliminated Minnesota in 5 games. Game 1, the Thunder are favored by 9.5 points, even money against the spread. Pacers getting the 9.5 minus 120. On the money line, Indiana plus 320. Oklahoma City minus 425 with the over-under total at 231.5. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the favorite to win the Finals MVP at minus 600. Tyrese Halliburton is at plus 700. Earn cash back on your gaming transactions with the GBank Signature Visa Card at vsin.com/GBank. I'm Tony Desiri with your Visa in Action update on 1010XL.
Attention business owners and property managers. Hurricane season is right around the corner. Is your property ready? Call the pros at Duck Duck Rooter for expert storm drain cleaning and hydrojetting. Our powerful VACCON truck clears the way so your drains flow freely when the rain hits. Call 904-862-6769 today to schedule your service and protect your property before the storms start rolling in. Duck Duck Rooter, your trusted name in storm drain maintenance. Visit us at duckduckrooter.com. We are a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be an 8-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness, all part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. I've been buying my vehicles from Nimnick since 1982 because they care about their customers and are invested in our local community, including supporting walk-off charities. And all we're trying to do to help underprivileged kids learn to play baseball. Treating you right, giving back to the community, more choices and better prices for you. So who has put the most years and stands behind a better experience? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Visit their showroom off Cassett Avenue or shop 24/7 at nimnickchevy.com. Head to Nimnick today. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
If fishing is in your DNA, hop in the boat with Captain Kevin. It's the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show, brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy-efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World,
simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, where we've been today on the course of the program, we talked some Jaguar football. The Jags were on the field today, and the media got to watch the OTAs and visit with some of the principals afterwards, including Liam Cohen. Josh Hines-Allen also spoke to the group together, and then there were a number of one-on-ones, including Hayes Carline catching up with Foyer Oluokun, the undisputed leader, on-field leader of the defense. It was great watching a little bit of Jaguars football. We talked all about that. We talked about the great Scotty Scheffler, man. It's amazing how dominant a golfer he has become. The most dominant. I don't think there's any debate now. The most dominant golfer since Tiger Woods' incredible run. We talked college baseball and the fact that the Knowles continue to roll on. The Gators are out and all of that on the program today. We have not talked about the NBA Finals, although we've got a Loser Monday coming up, and RJ Saunders is going to join us in just a second. I bet he's got an opinion or two about that, and that's where we've been over the course of the program today. I do want to read these statements because we talked about Sully earlier. It went viral. The video is out of him showing his butt. This from Scott Strickland, official statement from the university. This afternoon, I met with Kevin O'Sullivan and told him that his actions prior to yesterday's NCAA tournament game fell well short of expectations of how Gators treat people. One of our department's core values is respect, and Coach O'Sullivan's unacceptable actions failed to demonstrate that. On behalf of Florida Athletics, I want to personally apologize to everyone impacted, including NCAA representatives, Coastal Carolina and their staff, East Carolina and their team, as well as to Gator Nation. So O'Sullivan's statement, Hayes was a little bit more in depth, but I'm going to read it. This is Kevin O'Sullivan's written statement produced or released by Florida. Prior to yesterday's NCAA tournament game against East Carolina, I let my emotions get the best of me and channeled that energy in a way I should not have. I want to sincerely apologize for my actions and behavior to the entire NCAA regional field of Coastal Carolina, East Carolina, and Fairfield, the NCAA, including site representatives Rick French and Mark Scalf, as well as all of Gator Nation. I did not represent the University of Florida to the appropriate standard yesterday and take full responsibility for that and promise to learn from this experience and be better moving forward. I appreciate all the tireless efforts on behalf of Coastal Carolina, their tournament director, Brian Stiles, and the NCAA over the course of NCAA regionals. And I'm sorry for allowing this instance to get in the way of an otherwise great weekend of postseason baseball. That's from Kevin O'Sullivan.
Yeah, I mean, and now the story goes away, and so it's the right thing to do. Should have never happened, but it did. And look, I mean, people make mistakes, even people that have been in the public eye for a long time. And so, you just move on. And, I would think that the nation will as well.
That's right.
But I mean, just what an incredible, some of the climaxes in some of these games, not necessarily Florida. Florida got trounced, but, but my goodness, like how Georgia lost.
Yeah.
And
the fact that Georgia's out, the fact that Vanderbilt, the number one overall, the national seed, is out.
That never happened before.
Never happened. The fact that Texas, the number 2 seed, is out. Look, there's 8 super regionals. Only 2 of them have been decided. The other 6, at least one of the 2 teams gets decided today.
Wow.
So
it's been awesome.
Yeah, it has been awesome. But again, there's more. I said this at the top of the program. There's more parity now for 2 reasons. A, the portal means there's no backups. If you're not starting, you're departing, and that's just the way it is. So the guy that can't start, the freshman and sophomore can't start at Florida used to wait his turn. Now he transfers to UCF or Stetson. That's just what happens. Secondly, because of NIL, starters stay longer now because they can make money they're never going to make in the pros, so they stay longer. Well, because starters stay longer, backups are more inclined to leave, so there's just no depth. That's just where the game has gone, and that's okay. But the game has changed significantly, but it has been kind of fun. I will say one thing, by the way, that I do have to bring up. Tennessee, by the way, I don't watch a lot of the softball. I watch when Florida's playing, but I don't watch a lot of softball. But Tennessee and Texas are playing in the semis. Tennessee's got a really good softball team, great pitcher. And in fact, I saw Oklahoma beat them on a walk-off in the first game, and they've battled back, so now they're playing Texas, and they're both really good. But I saw Tennessee fans. Did you see this? Talk about how they got screwed in the UCLA game? Did you see this?
On the home run in the 9th.
Yeah, the home run in the 9th, but the girl didn't touch home plate after jogging around. And I heard Tennessee, and they said it wasn't reviewable. And so Tennessee fans go, man, we got screwed. Well, you didn't get screwed. Keep the ball in the ball yard. I mean,
Tennessee fans will create the weirdest stuff.
Touching the plate is a formality, and yes, by rule, if you miss the plate, you're out. I got news. The girl hit a home run. If you hit a home run and you missed the plate by half an inch, if I'm the umpire, I'm probably not calling it, even though you're supposed to. I'm just being honest with you.
And they walked her back over after the fact to touch it.
Right, correct.
Was that too late for them? I don't even know the rules at that point.
I mean, these teams get screwed by umpires all the time, but you're not screwed by the umpire if the opponent hit a home run, a real home run, and missed by a half an inch of stepping on the plate and came back and stepped on it later. You gave up the home run. So, anyway, let's stay with me. Let's say hello to RJ Saunders.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Who's winning the title and how many games?
As of right now, before Game 1, I have the Thunder in 6.
Well, something going to change? I mean, is they going to sign some new players or something?
I mean, no. I just think the Indiana Pacers have been that team that I've overlooked.
Yeah.
The entire postseason. I mean, round 1, I'm thinking, Damian Lillard, if he comes back and he's 70% of what he is, I don't have Indiana winning this series. Same thing with Cleveland. They're the best team in the East. There's no way. And, with New York, there's too much talent. There's no way.
And here they are.
So, here they are. They're a very deep team. And I think just the lost art of a team staying together for 5 years, that's what Tyrese Halliburton really credited the Pacers doing after the Game 1 victory in Madison Square Garden. He said, look, we've been together a while. So the ups, the downs, we understand it all. So, I just, every time I want to count them out, I mean, they surprise me again and again. So, but I mean, the Thunder have been the best team in the NBA all year. So,
what's coming up tonight?
Well, tonight we'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about Trevor Lawrence. I just want to, get a feel of how critical is this year with him. We'll talk about that with Phil Simms. And also with the NBA Finals, we'll have a former NBA champion on. He was a part of the 1996 draft, Samaki Walker.
Very cool.
To talk about, just all things NBA and just kind of what does it feel like the days leading up to Game 1 of the NBA Finals? He was a part of that Lakers team that finished the three-peat, so just wanted to get his thoughts about that. So hopefully we'll have a good show.
All right, no balloon, no hacker, but we got RJ sitting in. RJ, thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right, that'll do it for our program. Tomorrow we'll be back, same bat time, same bat channel. More Jaguar talk and a whole lot more as we get into the teeth of the summer. Don't go anywhere. RJ's next. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.